Hello, friends. Welcome to this Happy Hips class. This is a great class if you've been sitting a lot or standing a lot, or you're just generally feeling kind of tight in your hips and legs, or even your lower back, and you want that release. This class is for you. We'll be moving slowly through these feel-good poses, and I'll offer some variations that you can try if you want to go a little bit deeper. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start off with a gentle hip opener in child's pose as we arrive on our mat. So take your knees wide, your big toes come to kiss, and walk your hands forward as we extend our arms overhead. Sink your hips back onto your heels, but keep your neck long, reaching the arms forward so we're active here. Focus your attention on your breath. And even though we're in this constricted pose, fill your inhales all the way up, filling even into the back. And slow exhale all the way out. Sink a little bit deeper. Reach your hips onto your heels a little bit more. Fill up again. And slow exhale. Make this one a little bit bigger. Inhale. And let it go. Find some stillness, comfort, grounding here. Release the tension in your calves, your thighs. Your glutes relax. And then press up into your tabletop position. Bring your knees to hips distance apart and step your right leg up towards your right hand, finding your low lunge, Anjane Asana. Come up, your body upright, shoulders over your hips, and let your next exhale drop your hips down and forward. You can find little micro pulses here, wrapping your right hip forward, your left hip back in space, so we're really getting into the right psoas here. To deepen, you can shift your gaze up. Lean your shoulders back just a bit as you press your hips forward. Or you can reach your right arm forward, up, and back, and kick your right back foot with control into your hand, pulling your right foot towards your glute for a nice stretch. If you're in this variation, wrap your right hip forward, bring your left hip back, try to square off your hips towards the front of the room, and sink your hips deep. Keep an easy face here, easy breath. Let gravity do the work. And slowly release your foot with control. Take one more breath in this Anjane low lunge. And then plant both hands, walk your left foot to the left side of the mat, and come onto any depth, forearms or all the way down for your lizard pose. Let this be an easy opening here. You don't have to go too deep. If you're finding that your breath is forced or can't flow easily, then come out of it a little bit. If you'd like to add on here, take your left hand, reach it forward, draw a big circle with it all the way back, kick your right foot up, another bind. A big quad stretch on your right side. You can deepen this by leaning forward. Keep the eyebrows down the face. Relax the eyes and the cheek muscles. If you have the back foot bound, release it. Step the right foot up with your heel off or your heel on the mat, your toes off the mat, and sit down into your malasana. But you can play around in it, find some movement. And then find some stillness. We've done only one side, so you might feel like the sides are a little bit different. And that's fine. We'll revisit this position. Find a really long spine. Let the hips relax deep. Then step the right foot back again. Press your heels into the ground, turn your chest towards the long edge of the mat, and find your side lunge, your skandasana. So both heels firmly on the mat, your right leg extended long, your knee and toes pointed towards the sky to get into your right inner thigh and to draw the stretch throughout the entirety of the leg. Only go as deep as you can keep both heels on the ground, because we're also working through our heel mobility here. And all of our body is connected, so any mobility that you don't have in your heels can affect your hips, it can affect your back as well. You can anchor one arm and reach your right arm up and over, extending through the side body. Bring your right hand down, frame your front foot, and heel toe your left foot to the right side of the mat, dropping your shin onto the mat, setting up for pigeon. Your heel can be towards your body, or your shin can be more parallel towards the front of the mat. It's just going to be a different expression of the pose, and parallel to the top of the mat is a little bit of deeper expression, both on the hips and on the knee joint. Take a look behind you, glance at your leg, push it straight back. It has a tendency to splay out to the side. In your pigeon, I challenge you, see if you can stay upright for a few breaths, grounding that right hip down and forward. Easy with the face, shoulders down the back. Your back is working here, your glutes are on. Breath is even. Maybe you float one hand. Maybe you float the other hand, pressing into your shin a lot, making it active. Remember that flexible hips are also strong hips, so we're strengthening at the same time as opening them up. And take any variation of pigeon you feel like you need today. Make the next few breaths very deep. Nourish your body. And then lean far over to the left. We're going to bring our right foot all the way around. stack our right knee over our left knee as best as possible and come into cow face legs. So your feet will be on opposite sides of the hips, both sit bones grounded into the mat with a long spine. More importantly than stacking your knees is getting both sit bones on the floor. So focus on that and focus on your long spine. And you can lean forward with your next exhale if it feels good to you. You can heel toe your feet up in line with your knees for a deeper expression. Relax your hips. Relax the glutes. Three more breaths here. Start to walk your hands back to your body if you were folded forward, and we'll come out of this the same way we got into it. So lean on over to the left, bring your right leg with control all the way back behind you. See if you can do it without flopping around too much, with a lot of control. And then we'll tuck the back toe, press into the hands, and step back into downward dog. Take a few breaths here, pressing into the meaty part of the thumb and your pointer finger, raising your hip bones up towards the sky, but reaching your heels down, bringing the navel in towards the spine, using your core to help you go deeper. Maybe a little smile comes to your face, a little joy for your practice. And then step your right foot to your right thumb. Back knee drops, untuck the back toe. Bring your shoulders over your hips, and on your exhale, sink your hips forward and down. Wrap your left hip forward, your right hip back in space so they're squared off, so that you're getting deep into the psoas on your left side. You can take little micro pulses here, going a little bit deeper. You can shift your gaze upward, turn it a little bit into a back bend, arching like a rainbow, opening through the entire front chain of the body. And to go a little deeper into our quad, bring your left arm forward. Swim it all the way back, and with control, kick your left foot up. Testing your balance, the core is on here. And bring your foot towards your glute. Again, try to wrap your left hip towards the front of the room and wrap your right hip back. Easy with the face, easy breath. If it's too much, back off. And then release the foot. Both hands come to the mat. Walk your right foot to the right side of the mat. And come into your lizard pose. any variation that suits you today. So if you want to keep the full of your foot on the floor, or maybe you want to open up to the pinky side and get into your glutes, your periformis, this little muscle right here. Breathe deep. Relax the face. You're doing great. If you'd like to deepen, we'll take the bind on the other side, so reach your right hand forward. Swim it back in space, kick the back foot up again, and bring it in towards the glute. Slowly release without slingshotting your back foot. Bring your right toes off the mat and step your left foot up so that the heel's on the mat and the toes are off. Sink your hips down into Malasana Yogi squat. Find a really long spine here, and maybe you waver from side to side, lifting one heel then the other and just shimmying into your hips. But after you're done, see if you can find some yogi stillness. Maybe you close down the eyes, feel very grounded. Beautiful. Then click your right toes onto the mat, step your left foot back, both heels meet the mat, and sink your hip down as your chest opens towards the long side of the mat. So we're in a side lunge, both heels on the floor, left leg is out long. The left knees and toes are pointed up towards the sky as we get deep into our left groin. Only go as far down as both heels can be on the ground. So if you need a block or if you need to be up a little bit, that's perfectly fine. Option to stay here or anchor your right arm out and your left arm comes up and over, extending through the side body. See if you can swivel your chest skyward and look up under your arm. And then lower your left hand, frame your front foot with both hands and heel toe your right foot towards the left side of the mat, setting up for pigeon on the right. Your heel can be more towards your body or your shin can be parallel with the top of the mat. Take a glance back, straighten out your left leg right back behind you. And we'll start off pigeon just like how we did on the other side. Press your fingertips or hands into the ground and sit upright as best as possible, drawing your left hip forward and down with a proud chest, a proud heart. Your back is on, your glutes are on gently. Your face is easy. You have a little smile in your eyes or your heart. Maybe you float one hand off the mat, maybe the other, and press into that shin a lot. Or maybe you find whatever variation suits you. Coming down into humble pigeon. Find stillness for the next few breaths. Slowly start to walk your body up if you were in humble pigeon, and lean all the way over to the right. Swing your left leg around with control until both knees stack, or try to. Get both sit bones firmly on the floor. Come up to a very long spine. A gentle tuck of the chin for integrity. And fold forward on your next exhale, if it's in your practice. See if you can release your glutes, unclench your quads, your hamstrings. Let the lower body relax. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. With each exhale, see if you can release a little more into this posture. Start to press into your fingertips. Walk your body upright if you were folded over. Plant both bottom of the feet firmly on the floor in front of you. Drop both knees to the left and to the right, to the left, to the right. Beautiful. Come into an easy seat, sitting up long in the spine, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Feeling much more open in our hips now, more freedom. Bring prayer hands right to your heart. A bow of the head. Namaste, friends. I hope you feel great in your lower body. You can come back to this class anytime you need a little bit more opening in your hips or your legs. And if you want a stretch for your upper body, like how we just did for our lower body, to balance it all out, then make sure you check out the classes in the description. See you soon, friends.